This so-called prankster visited a foreign country for content where he threatened to rob a woman,
I'm gonna fucking rob you,
stole from security officers, and harassed members of the public.
Hello.
And now he's behind bars in one of the worst jails in the Philippines with a possible maximum sentence that could leave him limping out in need of a cane. And I don't just mean because of a lengthy sentence. A white man in a Filipino prison, that's gotta be considered a delicacy. What's going on YouTube? It's IvanSteff, and you guys, you know the world is healing when streamers and wannabe pranksters are finally facing consequences for their actions. A lot of the time, these sorts of people think that views, fame, and money make them above the law. They got no shame, no boundaries, doing the most out-of-pocket things, causing pure chaos just for views. A recent trend for these streamers is traveling to other countries and harassing its citizens, which according to them is just a prank. Late last year, Johnny Somali was arrested in South Korea and is currently behind bars facing multiple charges, with a possible prison sentence of over 30 years. And just in April, Vitaly was arrested in the Philippines on multiple charges, including unjust vexation, theft, burglary, and vandalism. And it's safe to say that the Filipino jail is not treating him good. At first, it was all fun and games. He was not taking the arrest seriously and could be seen smiling during his mugshot and grinning in court. But now, well, according to recent reports, Vitaly is completely falling apart, both mentally and physically. Vitaly is currently being held in one of the Philippines' toughest and most secure prison environments and is begging to be released, citing mental health issues, and is pleading for his charges to be dropped. But the reality is, nobody cares about his feelings. The Philippines actually tried deporting him, but neither Russia, where he has a citizenship, and the United States, where he has a green card, were willing to accept him. They took a look at him and were like, nah, we're good, you can keep him. Because for all they care, he can rot in prison, and it sure looks like he's starting to deteriorate because recently some new photos were revealed showing the before and after, and it is crazy. At first, the guy was looking pretty built. He had some guns and couldn't care less about the charges he was facing. But fast forward just 2 months and Buddy is literally looking like Steve Rogers before the super soldier serum. The guy is looking incredibly fragile. Even SpongeBob might be able to lift more than him. Vitaly got to feel and experience what a Filipino prison is like, and his whole demeanor has changed. Not only does he look noticeably thinner, losing a lot of weight and muscle, but his facial expression says it all. The dude literally looks like his soul was sucked out of his body. And I guess not being able to juice up in prison is gonna do that to you. And the lack of food, because apparently Vitaly is getting 3 meals a day worth $1.20 USD total. That's about only 40 cents per meal, which for a big guy like him is nothing. The conditions of the detention center that Vitaly is being held in are not good. It's extremely overcrowded. It was originally built to hold about 140 detainees, but in reality, it's holding over 400. In a hot country such as the Philippines, with a lack of air conditioning and overcrowding, accompanied by poor hygiene conditions, with the facility plagued with rats, mosquitoes, and cockroaches, Vitaly is sure having the time of his life. Vitaly is rotting behind bars and it's physically showing, but what exactly did he do to end up here? He originally entered the Philippines on March 31st, and when visiting a foreign country, you should treat the people and its land with the utmost respect, because at the end of the day, you're a guest and it's a privilege to be in that country, not a right. Especially in developing countries, countries that you are not a citizen of, because the laws and protections that you have in your home country do not apply in these. Vitaly visited the Philippines with one goal and one goal only: to terrorize its citizens for content.
You have a problem?
In one instance, he approached a security officer where he stood in front of him, farted in his face, and then followed him around while recording him.
Hello. 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 Papa. Razzi. Papa, Razzi.
He also stole things, such as one instance where he took the hat off of an officer and ran away with it, and another where he took a face mask that was for sale in a mall. He showed absolutely no respect for authorities, being a complete shit disturber in an attempt to start conflict and get his streaming numbers up. And not to justify someone's behavior because of their age, but if a 20-year-old was to do what he did, you could potentially argue that he's young and doesn't truly understand what he's doing. But Vitaly is a 33-year-old man still doing this childish stuff. Some of the things that Vitaly did were just straight up creepy.
No.
Turn it on.
No.
Turn it on.
No.
Turn it on.
No.
This is GTA, It came out of your foot. What?
He calls them pranks, but really these actions, what they are, could be considered sexual harassment.
Can I shove this up your booty?
What?
Can I put this in your butt? Hey, tell him I have a retardation. I'm autistic. I have a question for you. Can I give you a kiss? No, I have a question for you. This patch, Dispatch. I'm a homosexual.
Then you have him doing this to a kid. Bro, what is this? Who is that kid and why did he pick him up and start running off with him like he's Ethan Hawke in the black phone and about to throw him in a van? Prior to his arrest, for those few days he spent roaming the streets of Taguig City, Vitaly did whatever he could to get the city in an uproar and make sure the people of the Philippines felt his presence. Some of his actions were definitely stupid, but not terrible per se. He didn't physically hurt anyone, but one of the more disturbing moments was when he approached a random elderly lady minding her own business and threatened to rob her.
Excuse me, madam. Sorry. I'm gonna f***ing rob you if you keep walking away. I want to give you money. No? Okay. No. Okay, because you got a COVID mask, you liberal f***. Go get your vaccine.
Ironically enough, fast forward 2 months later, and Vitaly is wearing so-called liberal mask, looking absolutely defeated, knowing that his fame and money won't be saving him this time. It's absolutely disgusting to see what he did to these people. Seeing the way he treated that older lady, it breaks my heart. A big guy like Vitaly approached this small, elderly lady and threatened to rob her. She must have been in fear for her life. Vitaly represents America, and I'm not American, I'm Canadian, but at the end of the day, people from the West who visit these countries as tourists, they are representing the West as a whole.
Go fast. Give me your scooter now. Police is here. They're watching. Give me. Turn it on.
No. This is GTA, mother. 6. It came out early.
You better drive fast. You better drive. You better drive.
The people of the Philippines who have personally never had an encounter with an American, a white American, are now going to use Vitaly as the face of their beliefs about people who look like Vitaly. Some of the Filipino citizens might use Vitaly to help construct their views of white Americans as a whole, and it's really not fair. And this is nowhere near the first time Vitaly has had encounters with the law. In 2014, he was charged after he ran onto the pitch during the FIFA World Cup in Brazil. In 2016, he was charged after running onto an NBA court during Game 4 of the finals. In 2019, he was arrested in Egypt after climbing one of the pyramids. But the worst of them all was in 2020 when he was charged with aggravated battery after ambushing a female jogger in Miami. Reports stated that he jumped out of a bush and attacked the jogger for what seemed like no reason. And take a look at this disturbing mugshot that was taken after he attacked that lady, smiling, looking like he's proud of what he did. I'm not allowed to show the injuries, but just know that they were bad. And he has gotten away with it every single time, facing the smallest consequences. Until now. Just like the Johnny Somali situation in South Korea, they are going to use Vitaly as an example to show that if you enter their country as a guest, they will not tolerate this behavior. As of now, Vitaly is waiting to undergo trial, but with court congestion and facing multiple charges that carry months or years each, who knows when he will be released. So my question for y'all is, what do you think about this situation and how long do you think Vitaly deserves to be locked up in prison for? With all this being said, if you enjoyed my coverage on this topic, please leave a like on my video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I recently created an Amazon storefront where I listed a bunch of the equipment I use to make my videos and other things too, like my bottle. I always use, never fails me. This is like my baby, goes with me everywhere. So if you want to check it out and see products that I recommend and, you know, get me a commission as well, then scroll down to the description and you'll find the link there. As the Vitaly situation continues to unfold, I will be making updates, so subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. But anyways, that's officially gonna do it for this video. So until next time, it's been IvanSteff.